Not too long ago, a group of builders banded together to bring us an amazing collab. And it features revamps of characters from the 2003 LEGO Mask of Light movie. 6 of these creations feature the iconic Rahkshi, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. I mean, those sets were good, but mate, strap yourselves in because these revamps, they are next level. They're insanely creative, there's so many clever designs. They are a sight to behold. So let's behold them. We begin with probably my favorite Rahkshi revamp ever made, and I don't just say that, I really frickin' love this. It's Kurahk, Rahkshi of Anger by Brandon Builds. Just look at that excellent layered armor. The way that the magenta pokes through the gaps, kind of implying that, hey, maybe there's a crater underneath that armor. Something that's important to any Rahkshi is the spine and the staff. Those are 2 key features to any Rahkshi that you kind of have to include. As we saw in the sets, those were always unique. Each character had a different staff and a different spine. So seeing how like Brandon here has used trans pink swords to upgrade his staff, that really is a great way to reimagine how this looks. Great way to freshen it up. Oh, but this spine, making use of Furno 3.0's wings, that's a good idea. But I really like how they tie in with these smaller blades. These pieces came on some old Ninjago spinners. I never really realized it until I saw this mock, but wow, they really do look like shrunk down versions of those Furno wings. Take notes, that's cool. Now, these small pieces also make an appearance on the face in white. Man, the sharp angles of this entire face are just so dynamic, and the way that the eye narrowly pokes through in that little gap. He really does look angry. I mean, this is a Rahkshi of Anger. Makes sense. The specific piece that makes up the top of the face. This appeared in an old Technic Stormtrooper. They're actually used on the feet. It's a good design, sure, but this is so much cooler. What's funky about this too is that is the only time this piece has ever appeared in white. Nice to see some exclusive recolors being put into action. Brandon has included a couple shots here of a little side-by-side between the original set and his wonderful creation. It just goes to show that Brandon is a master of revamps. He has a real skill for upgrading some of these iconic Bionicle characters. He just takes all the best qualities of that original set and uses newer pieces to breathe new life into it. All the while not forgetting the original charm, and not forgetting why that original set worked the way it did. He makes sure to pay homage to the classic design, but add his own personal touch. This really is a mock to remember. Speaking of which, let's move over to Jafer and his revamp of Lerahk, the Rahkshi of Poison. Oh, those colors. Gunmetal and trans green, they would have been good on their own. But the little touches of gold. I mean, gold dishes, little tubing, that's fun. But the inclusion of these small gold microphones from this CMF wrapper. Now that's a nice way to inject just the smallest little hint of gold. You'll struggle to find gold pieces that are smaller than this. That's just a good idea. But this face, it's inspired. The idea of taking Fang's mask and flipping it around. Brilliant. Jafer placed a few tubes into the original eye holes on this mask. And it's great because you can just barely see that this was once a face with eyes. This is just such a transformative way of using this piece. It takes on a whole new life. It's less dog-like and more just, I don't know, a terrifying mouth with a sea of teeth. And it leaves room up top for you to customize the eyes. And turning those eyes into basically just a giant crater? So clever. It's beautifully disgusting and wonderfully hideous. But in a good way. I know that could sound like I'm being mean about this build, but no, it's really good. Some of those gross qualities really accent the poison powers that he has. It's a nice touch. It's also a nice touch to use some of these Z-blob macaroni limb pieces to form that crater. And look at this photo here, the crater outside of the mech suit, and now it's kind of powered down. Adding in that little bit of, I guess, playability, the fact that you can remove this. So cool, you didn't have to do that, but gosh, it looks so cool. Even the way that the crater is oozing poison. Gnarly. This is an excellent kind of xenomorph style twist to that iconic Rahkshi design. making it look more alien, making it look otherworldly, making it look like a science experiment gone wrong. This is some of Jafer's best work, which is saying a lot because that dude builds good stuff. Up next, Guurahk, Rahkshi of Disintegration by Velocijakta. How great is this? A more hunched over pose, turning him into almost a dinosaur. This collab did a wonderful job of stretching the designs of the Rahkshi characters, stretching them to their limits. Seeing, hey, what kind of crazy, interesting directions can we take these characters into? I like that. Yes, it can be nice to really stick close to the original, but I also like seeing people stretch the limits. Both of those things make me smile. Speaking of smile, look at this face. Look at this mouth. Actually, this image here places it right next to the original Rahkshi head, the one that comes on Guurahk. You can see some of the curves and the shaping is still, for the most part, present, but now it's got this lower jaw that's really opened up. It does have a very snake-like quality to it. It's wonderful. This is making use of the Hero Factory 1.0 Shin armor piece. I never would have thought that this would look this good in this context. It's like it was made to be turned into this. One more thing on this face, the blue jumper bug headpiece, turning that into little nostrils and a little pointed snout. Very clever. Some images show Guurahk spilling venom out of his mouth. Again, tying into kind of like a snake-like inspiration. Half snake, half dinosaur. Sweet. Yet not only does this look cool, but it adds a nice bit of contrasting color. Trans green and blue, it certainly looks marvelous. You might also spy these lower legs. They make use of some of those mini little friction joint connectors. Yeah, spamming them like this creates a quite nice robotic texture. On that, the texture and the color blocking on this is brilliant. The silver and the gray areas are wonderfully robotic and quite nicely greebled. The blue areas look a little bit more reptilian and smooth. It's a nice contrast. I love seeing Bionicles that have that mix of mechanical and organic. There's something about that that very much feels in the DNA of Bionicle. One touch that I also really like is Kina's trident, making up the Rahkshi staff. It naturally has that cool sort of weaving tubing going through the piece, and seeing it being extended with a larger curved tube element, well, I like that. Oh, I love this so much. Benjamin Anderson is up next, and check out how he's built Panrahk, Rahkshi of Fragmentation. In true Benjamin Anderson fashion, this creation is a colossal, huge beast. To give you a sense of the scale, take a look at the lower jaw. It makes use of Bulk 3.0's mask, just flipped around and turned into the lower jaw. You get the little teeth and everything, it looks so good. Yeah, one small piece here occupies only a tiny fraction of the size of this mock. When you play at this scale, you get to use pieces in very different ways. Ways that you simply couldn't do if you were building in a more standard Toa-sized scale. For example, this spine. It's repeating many different Ninjago spinner pieces. At first I thought these parts belonged to some of the recent Dragon's Rising spinners, but they appear to be a little bit of a different shape. Every single one of the spinners that they made for Ninjago come with weird, strange pieces, and sometimes it feels almost impossible to use them in an actual creation. They're just too odd, and sometimes they don't even have any Lego connection points on them. But see, this is my favorite kind of clever part use. Taking seemingly useless elements and making them the highlight of a creation. The spine looks so bony, so robotic. It's excellent. Yet you really couldn't pull something like this off if you were building in a smaller scale. But going back to the head, you might have noticed there's a tongue on the inside. This piece comes from some of the Ben 10 Lego sets. It's this piece right here, and actually the texture of it kind of looks reminiscent of the Krater. You know, I've been talking about them, the Krater. They rest inside the larger exoskeleton or kind of mech suit of the Rahkshi. So it's fun to think that, hey, this could be the Krater. Well, it's not. There's an image here that showcases the Krater, and it's yellow. But it looks cool. I love the presentation of this image. Getting one of those canister lids to rest underneath the Rahkshi. It almost stops looking like a canister and looks like some sort of old stone tablet from ancient ruins. Very nice. But if this is the krater, well, now I start to think, hey, maybe some of the yellow highlights, they could be the krater as well. Maybe this krater has the power to sort of stretch and augment its body. Perhaps that yellow blade sticking out the edge of the tail is actually part of that krater. That's cool. Such a fun idea. And yellow and brown? Wow. This mock is next level. On the subject of next level ideas, this is Turahk, Rahkshi of Fear by Johan Dakish. I like how visible this Rahkshi's krater actually is. It's literally like strapped on to this bigger frame. The original set had the kraters inside and they were very hidden. It seems only natural to reverse that concept. Make the krater the main focus, and the rest of the body is a little bit more stripped back and minimal. The gnarly, thin limbs, they look perfect. And the hint of yellow on some of them lets you know that this is actually still, robotic. And take a look at the staff. Nice touch to add in some of these paint roller pieces in black. It's a good way to add in a bit of decoration. Wow. Let's conclude now with Vorahk, Rahkshi of Hunger by Loaf Builds. And we have to give a big old shout out to Loaf Builds, because he did all of the amazing edits on these images. The beautiful backgrounds, the wonderful lighting changes, everything about this, that's all him. God, he's so good at what he does. Anyway, the silhouette and the stance of this is marvelous. All of that sleek black armor, and pairing it with those thin, red, piercing eyes. Hot dog. And then the way that the Fantoka wings rise out of this smoothness, offsetting it with this nicely greebled, sharper texture. Much like Guurahk, who we were talking about before, the texture and the color play on this is phenomenal. And check out the staff, an excellent curved shape, almost like a crescent moon. This takes two different weapon elements. One came on Thunder, a great Hero Factory set, the other on this Visorak. They make a nice little pair, don't they? Taking a look at it from behind, you'll notice this handle. This is actually the same kind of thing that we saw on the original set. This doesn't form any sort of play feature or function, from my understanding, but who cares? I like that little homage to the classic set. But there's one part use here that blew me away. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this piece, ever. This obscure LEGO element right here, it comes from this old Mustafar battle set from Revenge of the Sith. The little stands that you use to actually have Obi-Wan and Anakin fight, well, yeah, they're made using these pieces. But converting it into something that gives the impression that the legs bend, swivel, and move, that looks magnificent. So good to see this obscure piece getting some love. Oh, but my favorite little detail, this one purple piece right there in the middle. You could imagine that, hey, that's the krater crawling around inside the body. But black and silver, it's a very drab color scheme. Although it looks good, I like how it looks. But that little hint of purple really elevates this color scheme, and it's pretty good. What can't Loaf Builds do? He makes brilliant edits, he makes brilliant mocks. What a top bloke. So I hope you liked these Rahkshi, they are so good. They might be some of the best mocks of 2026. And strap yourselves in, because we're not even close to finished with this Mask of Light collab. There's plenty more cool mocks coming your way very, very soon. Stay tuned. Be sure to take a look at the links below and go and check out some of the other work of these talented builders. Thank you for watching, everyone. Happy building, and bye for now. Yeah, probably once a week, I'll post more updates on this Mask of Light collab. Yeah, there's some good mocks. Strap yourselves in.